The good stuff can get in, but mean jokes and comments can't. I love the idea of using an imaginary shield. You can use mindfulness when someone tries to get you to do something you don't want to do, or asks you to go where you are not supposed to go, or does something that you know can get you in trouble. When I was at my friend's house and I put his dog on my lap and it threw up on me, I did mindfulness. Oh boy, that sounds like a time I would definitely need to use some mindfulness to stay calm, even though something really yucky happened. Just to stay calm, take some deep breaths and clean up and do what we gotta do to put it behind us. I can totally see how that would be upsetting though, right? But good for her. She used her strategy and she turned a situation that could have been harder much easier to deal with. I used mindfulness when my cousin left for Oklahoma and I was really sad. It helped me feel a little better. Instead of crying in my bed for days, I started thinking of how we could video chat and write letters to each other. That's perfect, you guys. So right here where this person was feeling so sad about their cousin leaving, instead of focusing on everything that they can't do anymore, he decided to focus on everything that they could now do from far away, like videoing each other, FaceTiming, writing letters to each other, all sorts of fun things like that. Maybe even visiting sometime. I was using mindfulness because I had a history project that stressed me out a lot. It helped me be less frustrated because I was able to focus on my work and do it little by little. Taking breaths helps me not procrastinate. Do you guys know what procrastinate means? Procrastinating is when you know you got something to do, something important that you got to take care of, but you just keep putting it off and you don't get to it, and you just say, I'll do it later, I'll do it later, I'll do it tomorrow, maybe I'll do it next week, maybe I'll do it next month, and you just keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off. When you do that, it's called procrastinating. You're leaving it to be done at another time later. All right, now how does all of this work? Like all this mindfulness, what's it actually doing for us? Well, usually when you practice mindfulness, it makes you feel calm and relaxed. The reason for this is that you are connecting 4 different parts of your brain: your prefrontal cortex, your limbic system, which includes the hippocampus and the amygdala, and the brain stem. So all in here, guys. Brain cells are called neurons, and there are almost 100 billion of them in our heads. When the neurons from the 4 parts of the brain touch each other, we feel good. It's easier to concentrate, be kind, and make good decisions. To achieve this connection, you have to be aware of what is happening. For example, when you're practicing breathing, you know you're breathing. When you're angry, you recognize you're angry. When you're happy, you know you are happy. So you're paying attention to it. You're giving it the name of whatever it is, whether you're feeling sad and saying, I feel sad. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm aware of that. Our brains are amazing, but sometimes the way they work can get us in trouble. In order to keep us safe, brains look out for danger. The brain can't tell the difference between real danger and a small argument or a broken toy. When the brain thinks we're in danger, the amygdala gets activated, the hormones cortisol and adrenaline get released, and that's when we fight, flight, or freeze. We all know what fighting means. Flight means we run away, and freeze means we can't do anything at all. We just kind of get stuck and kind of shut down. We can't do anything more. If we're in real danger, running away or fighting might be a good thing. However, when all it is we have an argument with a friend, or we're yelled at by the teacher, we don't need to run or fight. If we're not really paying attention to how we're feeling, we are reacting instead of responding. We actually flip our lids, and the result is a variety of bad choices. It's so much easier and more fun to be mindful. We can take some breaths. When we do that, the amygdala calms down, the 3 brain parts connect, and instead of screaming, hitting, throwing things, or running away, we can make a wise choice, and the situation will turn out for the better. Hey, how about we go for a walk somewhere instead of hanging out here? Yeah, sounds way better. When you're scared because someone you love is acting really mad, it's good to do mindfulness. So this person looks like they're upset, and instead of staying here where it looks like maybe they're just going to stay more upset, she's suggesting that they practice some mindfulness and feel better. We want those feelings to be gone when they're not quite so fun to have. So she thinks maybe walking somewhere would help her. Perhaps they're going to walk and notice what they hear. Maybe they can find 5 things that they see with their eyes. Maybe they can pay attention to any smells in the air. Maybe they can pay attention to some different textures around them, like leaves or rocks or sticks. And just that, taking the time to pay attention to those little details that are happening in that moment, is mindfulness. And it makes us feel better because these parts of our brains all connect, and it brings a good feeling in our bodies. When you're really excited because it's your birthday, you can use mindfulness to calm down instead of using your excited energy to be disruptive and annoying. So sometimes even when we're having a good feeling, but it's too much of that good feeling, we can also act in ways that maybe are not appropriate. So you can still use mindfulness to calm your body so that you feel really ready for what's going to come. You can make your best choices. Be the best version of you. I used mindfulness when I had to do chores I didn't really want to do. Before knowing how to do mindfulness, I wouldn't do my chores and they would pile up on me. Now I do mindfulness and the chores aren't so bad. They get done quickly, and sometimes I even have more, I even do more than what I thought I would do. This is a really great idea. You know, sometimes when I have difficult things like just a bunch of housework to do, I like to make it more enjoyable for myself, right? So maybe you can talk to a friend while you're doing something. Maybe you can listen to music while you're doing something. Maybe you can make yourself a nice cool drink and sip on that while you're doing some work. And those are things that make us feel better. Teachers should do a little mindfulness when the kids don't pay attention and they feel frustrated. It can happen to teachers too, you guys. We feel frustrated just the same, and we can feel like our feelings get kind of big and out of control. Otherwise, they will yell and lose control. Mindfulness can help them be calmer. You guys know a lot of teachers are learning how to be more mindful because these are tools. We're not just teaching kids. These are tools we need to teach everyone so that everyone knows how to be their best self. Now we're going to teach you how to do mindfulness so you can be your own superhero. If you practice mindfulness every day, then your superhero will be there ready for you when you are having strong feelings. You can even teach mindfulness to other people after you learn how to do it. We're going to teach you how to do mindful breathing, mindful noticing of your feelings, a body scan, mindful eating, mindful walking, and mindful being with each other. Oh, I'm interested in the last part. To do mindfulness, you should find as quiet a place as you can. Then you sit down on a chair or on a bed. Put your feet flat so they are grounded on the floor. Then you can do the shark fin. So you guys remember the shark fin? You have to take your hand above once your body is calm and still and silent. And remember, you take a deep breath, you shut your eyes, and you blow out your shh. Just thought I feel a difference right away. Let me know how it works for you guys when you try it. Remember the shark fin? You put the side of your hand on top of your head and then you move it down your face in front of your nose and say shh and close your eyes as your hand moves down. You do the shh while you move your hand. Sit up straight, sit still, sit silently, soft breathing, and shut eyes. We've got that down now, huh, you guys? I think I learned it too. But look, 2 other beautiful students here practicing mindfulness. I love it. Start mindful breathing by taking 3 deep breaths. You might feel your breath in and out of your nose. So I'm just aware of my breath coming in and out of my nose. Do it with me. Just noticing what the air feels like when I do that. Can notice your chest or the air going into our stomach if we're breathing. Your tummy might get big when you breathe out and fill with air, but like a balloon. And when you breathe out, it gets small again. And it deflates like a little bag. Now breathe normally and pay attention to your breath as it goes in and out of your body. You may feel your lungs filling up with air and feeling like everything is getting cleaned. Soon you may notice lots of thoughts. When's recess? What am I going to eat? Am I going to be first in line? So sometimes when we first get quiet in our minds, a lot of different thoughts come up, and that's normal. It happens to all of us. Every person is like that. So you're not alone if this happens to you, right? A lot of different thoughts come into our minds. You may feel like your head is spinning. Suddenly you will realize you're thinking and that you aren't focusing on your breath. So then you just bring your attention back to your breath. You never get mad at yourself when this happens. So when you're sitting there trying to focus on your breath and other thoughts come in your head, it's okay. Once you realize you're thinking about something other than the air that's going in your nose or how it feels going in your chest or your belly, then you just bring your attention back to it. You let it go. It's okay if that happened, that you're having the other thoughts. Remember, it's normal. So we're kind of training our mind to do something different. And you bring your attention back to your breath. You may, where was I? You never get mad at yourself for this. You can do mindful breathing for 1 minute or 2 or 3 or as many minutes as you want. I bet you the grown-ups in your life might want to try this with you because it could help them too. Sometimes things happen in life that are hard and you can't stop thinking about them. For example, if you have a fight with a friend or a family member, you can't get rid of the bad feelings that go along with that memory. To help you get rid of the feeling, you have to notice it, which is what to help you get rid of the feeling, you have to notice it, which is what mindfulness does. When you have the feeling, say to yourself, there's that feeling. Thanks for noticing. I would say Arzu. So let's say I was feeling kind of sad because I got in an argument with my brother or something, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to recognize, I'm feeling kind of upset. Gosh, I guess I feel kind of sad and mad about what happened with my brother. Good job noticing what that feeling was, Arzu. And just like that, I talk to me. That's what I say, and it makes me feel a little bit better because I'm not the feeling. I'm just noticing that that's kind of what went by, and I'm giving it a name. And I don't have any judgment about it. It's not good. It's not bad. It's not anything. It just is what it is. And I'm just giving it a name. Doing this can help you recognize your feelings, and that can help you stop thinking about bad memories, which can help you succeed in school and sports, or in having more of a good time when you're at home. When I'm worried and I cannot fall asleep, I do a mindful body scan, and it works. I fall asleep. Wow, so it looks like the feet, the stomach, eyes, shoulders, hands. This person's kind of scanning and noticing how their body parts feel. So if it's your hand you're scanning, you might notice if your hand is just flopping on your bed or it's sitting on your lap. You might notice if your hand's tight because you're upset, or if you're kind of holding it a certain way, you're not really relaxed, versus if you're really just relaxed. You might notice that. You might think about your shoulders. Are they kind of tight? Are they up? Are you hunched over? Can you just relax them and let them go and just unwind your shoulders? That would be doing a scan. Maybe your feet. You think about your feet. What are your feet doing? Are they just relaxing on the ground flat? Are your toes curled in? Are your feet kind of tight and tense, or are they just really relaxed? How about your face? Sometimes I don't notice it, but my face might look like I'm concentrating and I might have a furrow in my brow. And I really have to think about just relaxing my whole face. Just like that. So you guys, I try to practice this stuff because I really like it. All right, let's see, where were we? We use our bodies all the time, so it's important to pay attention to them. You can practice mindfulness by doing a body scan. You start by sitting in a chair or lying down. You pay attention to the feet for about 5 or 10 seconds. Then you move your attention to the toes for about 5 or 10 seconds. Then you move on to the ankles. You keep moving body part by body part until you get all the way to the head. You notice the different feelings or sensations your body is feeling. A sensation is a feeling like hot or cold, itchy, tingly, tight, painful, or just fine. Doing a body scan can make you feel better. It can help you feel your feelings and emotions, and it can help you relax. When you can't sleep, it's good to do a body scan because it can help you fall asleep. Because if something is tight or tense or uncomfortable, you can fix that. You can work on it to loosen it up. Make yourself feel better. What do we eat every day? Do you remember what you ate last night? Do you remember what it tasted like? Instead of being relaxed while we eat and paying attention to what we are eating, many times we're distracted by talking with our mouths full, we're watching TV, kicking each other under the table, or texting while eating. That's not allowed in my house. Sometimes we don't chew our food well. Often when we eat, we really don't know when we're hungry or full because we're not paying attention. To change this, we're going to teach you to eat mindfully. First, we observe our food. What color is your food? How big is it? How does it look? Is it hard? Is it soft? Does it look like you? Does it look like something you want to eat or not? Can you imagine what it might taste like? And then you can notice the smell, so pay attention to what the scent is coming off your food, the aroma. Did it smell like something that you wanted it to smell like? Now we're ready to taste the food. So you take a little bit, you take a piece, and you put it on your tongue. What really helps me is if I close my eyes and I pay super attention to my other senses. So if I want to pay attention to my sense of taste, sometimes if I shut my eyes, it really helps me focus on my sense of taste. Maybe it's not the same for you. I don't know. It's just my trick. It helps me. You can try it if you want, see if it helps you. So what I would do is put a little piece of food in my mouth, and I like to close my eyes and then just kind of notice what happens. What does it taste like? Now I'm going to chew it 10 times. The 10 chews really help me focus on what's in my mouth. Very good. If you do that, then you've just eaten mindfully. You can't eat everything like this, you guys, but you can try and take a few mindful bites each day. Sometimes I like to do this when I'm starting to taste something new. So like, let's say I have noodles and I'm gonna have some of my noodles, and if I have a bite of soup, then I'll do the mindful eating for the bite of soup, just for a couple of bites to get me going and to really just help me slow down and notice what's going on. Connecting with other people is a way to be mindful. When people need help, don't make fun of them. Try to help them. Everybody likes to have fun, but if you aren't being mindful, you won't have fun, and neither will your friends. If people are upset or sad, angry, emotional, or really happy, try to be respectful of their needs. Try to stand in their shoes. That means try to imagine what they might be feeling or thinking because of whatever it is that's happening to them. And understand how they might feel. Offer them help. Try to be even kinder than you already are. There's no such thing as too much kindness. Sometimes you do mindfulness when you're still, and sometimes you do mindfulness when you're moving. Now we're going to teach you mindful walking. To do mindful walking, you have to focus on your feet. Try not to think of anything else. If your mind wanders away, just come back to thinking about your feet again. Remember, you guys, it was just like the breath. Remember, if we're focusing on breathing and other thoughts come in our head, is it okay? Is it normal? Does everybody go through that? Yep. Is it a bad thing? No. What can you do? Just say, oh, I noticed some thoughts went by. I'm going to go back to noticing my breath. In this particular activity, that we're going to go back to walking. We're going to focus with mindful walking. So we're going to pay attention to what's happening as we walk. So pick up one foot and move it forward and put your heel down and then your toes down. Pick up the other foot and move it forward, put your heel down and then put your toes down. Keep repeating this for 15 steps. To turn around, you have to turn your body slowly until you're facing the other way. Pause. Then do it over again. Try to focus on your body, your legs, and your feet. Mindful walking is important because it can help you calm down. It can make you feel safer. Also, if you practice mindful walking, you can move better whether you're walking, running, or playing games or sports. The following scripts will help guide you as you learn to practice mindfulness. Someone can read them to you, or you could read and record them so you can listen to practice instructions in your own voice. We love mindfulness, and we think you will too. The most important thing about mindfulness is remembering to do it. There are 4 scripts here that will teach you the shark fin, mindful listening, mindful breathing, and the body scan. We suggest you practice one lesson at a time. After you practice it a few times, you will probably find out that you don't need to listen to it anymore. You will just know it. However, listening to it will almost always help your focus stay in place. So let's get ready with the shark fin. All right. So they're going to go through the book and they do the shark fin, which is what we did here, and they're going to talk about listening to your breath. So I think I might put these up on my Google Classroom, and maybe if I put it on YouTube, I'll add these on so that you guys have a way to do this at home. Now, I bet you want to see who were the awesome teachers that helped us with coming up with this awesome story. So these are the teachers that worked together with the students from Oakland, California. And these are the awesome students. I'm going to show you their picture one more time. It's kind of printed in the back of this, and these are all their names. And this was their story of how they used mindfulness to help themselves feel better. It was a tool that they learned at school. They used it with friends. They used it with family. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I'm just going to read the very last part. Mindfulness is a seed growing inside your body. The best way to help the seed grow faster is to practice mindfulness. You water the seed of mindfulness when you do the shark fin and when you say, I have the power to make wise choices. You water it when you do mindful breathing, mindful walking, or a body scan. The more you practice, the easier it's going to be to call on your superhero when you need him or her. All right, you guys. As I said, I'll put up those scripts for you so that you can access them either off of YouTube or in my Google Classroom. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a lot of detail to help us understand exactly how older students can incorporate mindfulness. We learned the shark fin, we did the body scan, we learned about mindful breathing, mindful tasting and eating, mindful walking. So you can see how it's something you can incorporate in every activity. All right. You guys take care of each other, practice some mindfulness, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.